Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's show. This is yours truly, SBI, coming to you live and direct from the grand studio of Connecting Media Group here in Boston, Massachusetts. Yes, today is Friday. We are doing our No Agenda Friday. I have an agenda tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I have an agenda tonight. What a night we're going to have, ladies and gentlemen. What a night we're going to have. Yes, if you're just joining us, this is Simply Blessed Podcast. It's been a long time since I said that name. I've been taking things for granted lately. It's been a long time since I said that name, Simply Blessed Podcast. Okay. Yes, it's still that, under Simply Blessed TV, coming under the grand umbrella of Unique Images Media Group. Yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are on. If you are just joining us from the other side of the Atlantic, the time now is 1:85. Would I say 85, right? Yeah, 1:44 a.m. over there in Nigeria. Okay? If you're just joining us from there, we are saying good morning. And if you're joining us from here, we are saying good evening. If you're joining us from any other parts of the world, if it's afternoon, we're saying good afternoon. And whatever you are, we're saying, may your great things be adored over there. So thank you once again for coming on tonight. Yes, what a show. Quite a show we have tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a show. Okay? As you can see, finally, after almost a month battle, okay, we will say a month, yeah, more than a month battle, okay, P2B is finally resting his case. As you can see, P2B is resting his case. PDP rested their case yesterday. P2B rested their case today. And the case now is to be adjourned, or the case is now adjourned till July 3rd. Okay, the case is now adjourned till July 3rd, which is what? How many days from now? Okay, more than 10 days from now. So they're going to be taking some rest before the respondents, which is PDP, not PDP. APC, INEC, the president, Tinubu. I'm now fond of calling him the president because, yes, he is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he is the president. So the president, okay, and his vice, okay, they will now come and present their own case. Okay, that's where we are right now. PDP has rested. P2B with his Labour Party rested their case today. Okay. Now we are now to hear from the opposition, which is APC, INEC, the president and his vice. Okay, we'll be hearing from them starting from the 3rd. We'll be hearing from them. That is one part of our case. Another thing we'll have tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is Abia Elexoti. Okay, I'm going to tell you why I picked special interest on this meeting. That's why I'm bringing it up tonight. That's why I'm bringing up this meeting tonight. I took special interest on this meeting. It happened a few days ago, okay? I didn't report it when it happened, all right? Because I needed to get all the facts behind the meeting. Very interesting meeting, a very worthy meeting. And I will tell you why I choose to talk about it tonight, okay? Why I choose to talk about this meeting of these two individuals. I will tell you why this meeting is strategic, okay? Why this meeting is worthy, okay? And why this meeting is long overdue. I will tell you why. And I will tell you now why these two people are setting up, these two governors are setting up in the next, okay, dimension that we are going in governance. I will tell you why these two governors are setting up to be the best in Nigeria. I will tell us why. Why in a minute. So that's what we have on tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we have. So again, P2B has rested his case. He has rested his case. PDP also has rested their case. Quite a whole lot of things took place. A whole lot of things. Banters flew all through this case. Okay, during the presentation of this case by INEC and no, not INEC, by P2B and his Lego team, and also PDP and his Lego team. And I will tell you why. I will tell us why. Okay, why they came to play towards the end of their presentation. They didn't start well, I must admit. They didn't start well, but they ended well. Both teams. Both teams. We're going to talk a whole lot about this case tonight. I've tried to stay away from discussing this case because it was still ongoing and stuff, you know, but I was keenly following. But tonight, I'm just going to dedicate a part of this show tonight to talk about it. Okay, now that obese people have rested their case, they might come back again to rebuttal. I believe so. They might come back to rebuttal. Okay, but for the time being, they've rested, and they worthy rest. They needed this rest that they're going to be getting. Okay, so these are the things we have on tonight's show. But as is customary over here, ladies and gentlemen, what we do every night before we start the show, okay, we start our show with an opening prayer, all right? Because we don't just come here to talk and discuss or, you know, say things. We try to get power and unction from above to be able to have, you know, have a smooth discussion and also an understanding discussion, okay? So those are the things we try to do tonight, do every evening. That's why we pray more than anything. And again, it is customary. It is customary. It's an obligation required of every child of God to pray before any session whatsoever. Okay? So tonight, let us pray. Father, tonight again, we've come to thank you. We've come to bless you. We've come to exalt, magnify, and adore thee for who you are, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Father, tonight we'll bless you for who you are. We'll magnify you for who you are. We'll exalt you for who you are. You still remain our Father. You still remain our source. You still remain our means. You still remain all that we have and all that we will be. Hallowed be thy name tonight. Father, tonight as we gather this evening, we are now declaring that unto you shall the gathering of your people be. We are saying, blessed be thy name tonight. Father, Lord, as we gather now, we are saying, is there anything that will make this meeting tonight not to be a pleasant one? Father, we say, forgive and take away from us in the mighty name of Jesus. Father, tonight as we gather now, I'm surrendering all unto you, surrendering my brothers and sisters unto your holy hands tonight, knowing that there is nothing that is ever committed unto your holy hands that ever we dash. Therefore, as we commit all into your holy hands tonight, we say, take over all that concerns us tonight, perfecting them one by one in the mighty name of Jesus. Father, Lord, having come in contact with you this night, Father, we say that our problems will never remain the same again, Lord, in the mighty name of Jesus. Father, Lord, we commit Nigeria and all that are in Nigeria into your holy hands, all the entire citizens of Nigeria. We now commit also the head of Nigeria into your holy hands, and the ongoing situation over there, Lord, we commit everything into your holy hands. We say that your will be done in the mighty name of Jesus. Father, we thank you and we bless you, Lord, for in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen and amen and amen and amen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are on. Yes, we are on. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are discussing and we are talking about the case that has been going on, okay? The case that has been going on. It has gotten to a point that some of us, okay, has completely forgotten that there's a case going on. Yes, some of us completely forgot that there's a case going on. All right? So the case is still on. The case is still on. We're going to talk about it tonight. And there's so many things, the hits and the mixes that took place. Like I said at the beginning, the Beast camp, they did not start well. We must admit. They did not start well in their presentation. But I will tell you that they ended well tonight, including the PDP. Okay. There are so many things that were in. Okay, if I may put answerers, okay, quadruple answerers, people that answer to the case, okay. We have the petitioners to be P2B and Labour Party. Then we have PDP, Atiku and the PDP. We have under party, the APM, MPP, or whatever. There was a third one. We didn't hear much of them because their case basically looks like they didn't have merit to their case. So that's why we didn't hear much of them. I mean, their case almost died at the beginning. Okay, that's that. Now the respondents. Okay, we had what they call the first, second, third respondents. Okay, the first being INEC, second Tinubu and Shetima, third APC. Okay, so it's the gazillion of sign courtroom. With this comes every single. Okay. Hands trying to sponsor this case, This was a very, very expensive case, I must tell you, both in prosecuting it and also in defending it. Okay, so I mean, I'm just setting like a stage to what has happened since the last almost 6 weeks now, because this started on May 9th. So more than 6 weeks now that this case started. So finally, there was a whole lot of adjoining and all kinds of delays and stuff, postponement and stuff. All right. So finally, Dobie's camp rested their case today. PDP rested their case yesterday. Okay. Now, during this presentation, I must tell us, during this presentation, like I said again, quite a whole lot took place. PDP tried to, another thing that was going on was that it looks like the court was hearing these things simultaneously. Okay, it looks like the court was hearing these cases. They were allowing these presentations to be happening today, tomorrow, the next day, just like that. So PDP will present today, Labour Party will present, Toby will present the next day. So it was going on like that. Okay, we have this AP by their lawyers, the president by his lawyers, and the INEC by their own lawyer. They all were there defending their various clients. And the much they did, minus what happened towards the last, I would say within the last few days, what had happened was now when we know that we're in court. That's when we now saw the court thing taking place. Because the major part of the case was P2B's people coming in with all these trailer loads of evidence. They came with all kinds of evidence, paper evidence, video evidence, okay, all kinds of evidence they came with. And it was coming in cartons, in boxes, in suitcases. In any way they can bring this their evidences to court, they did. They brought them to court. We saw it all. Okay. Now it was a five-panel member judge. Okay. Funny judges, that I must tell us. We have funny judges, the cracked judges, the true banters and stuff. All right. But in all, they admitted almost 99% of all the evidences that were tendered by the Obese camp. Completely unprecedented. Completely unprecedented, I must tell us. They admitted, and I would say almost 99% of those evidences that were tendered also were completely being objected by the respondents. We saw that it became the norm. As these evidences were being presented, we knew that the answer was going to be, we object, we will give our answer at the final, at the final take of our presentation. So every evidence that were presented or that were tendered in court by the petitioners, okay, especially the Obese camp, were being objected by, including, mind you, most of these evidences came from INEC. These evidences, 70 or 80% of all these evidences came from INEC, but they were still objecting their own evidences, as if it was something that came from the moon. They were still objecting their evidences, INEC. So the reason was, why? Why were they objecting all those their evidences? An evidence that they also gave. Why did they object to it? I talked about it some time ago. I'm going to tell us a little bit why, again, they might be, or they were doing what they were doing, including objecting to those evidences. Because people were wondering, why would they object to their own evidence that they gave to the Obese camp? Another thing we had so much of was them not giving documents, withholding documents, delaying documents, not giving it just to kill time and all kinds of things. You know, all those technical things that lawyers do, which they were warned before the starting or beginning of this case. Okay, they were warned that this case is going to be a different kind of case, and they should do their lawyering. They should do their lawyering somewhat different from their normal way of trying to delay and stuff. Boy, did we see a whole lot of delay. Did we get a whole lot of delay, including from the Obese team or from the Obese camp? Okay, at one point here, I came here on the air and I talked to us. I said, listen, the Obese camp are delaying so much. I mean, they're delaying, they're causing on, they're part of, they're playing into the hands of both INEC and the Tinubu's team and the APC team. They were allowing them to dictate, mostly INEC. They were allowing them to dictate the direction. It wasn't even the judges. They were allowing INEC. INEC had a few days. They had they had a free day until these last days. Honestly, I would say that INEC had a free day until these last days. Because, I mean, there was no contempt. They were not contempted. The court did not contempt them in any way, shape, or form. So they were delaying and all kinds of things they were doing. Okay. And the court couldn't force them to even do anything, which was a little bit troubling or worrisome to me, that the court were allowing INEC to be dictating the direction of the whole thing. Again, like I said, until these last days. We're going to look at what happened these last days that made us to say now that things change in the last few days of the closing of these presentations. Okay, so these are some of the things that took place. Obese team brought all these evidences, tendered them. At one point, I came here and I told us that they were tendering these evidences, that these evidences were supposed to be tendered through a witness, unless they were going to be allowed, or there's some kind of a leeway by the court that will allow them to reintroduce the evidence by some witness, which they did. I told us on a jump start, they didn't start well. They didn't start well. Okay. In between, there were frustrations. They were frustrated because of how INEC was delaying things and holding back on things and all kinds of things that INEC was doing to frustrate the case. So this team, some days they will come to court completely frustrated. Some days also they will come to court, don't even know where to begin because of, you know what I mean? So these are the things that they experienced. But when, starting like 2 weeks ago, when nothing started changing, when these witnesses now started coming in to talk about these documents, to talk about what happened, then the whole thing changed. We started now here getting the banters between the witnesses and the lawyers, especially the opposing lawyers. Sometimes they will try to not have the witness present the documents by, again, objecting to it and stuff. And like I said, the judges will accept the documents, which to me was also a surprise that the judges, accepted almost every document that were presented. Okay. The thing is this: they accepted the documents. Another thing is how overwhelming are the documents? How overwhelming are the documents? Okay. Yes, they accepted it. Okay. Does it mean, mind you, they are also the jurors. Those 5 panel member judges are the jurors also. They are the ones that are going to hear this case. Okay. They are the ones that are going to hear this case. So accepting all these documents, all these evidences, okay, or entering all these documents that were presented, accepting them as an evidence or as an exhibit, okay, that will be talked about, which eventually we get to hear about them during the final presentations of this case. Accepting them, and they're also the ones that are going to look into these documents, kind of gave us some hope, gave the people some hope that the judiciary are really interested. Because if they were, that could have been something else. But they accepted them all. Okay? They accepted them all. They took time to write notes and all those things. So which means they are going to look into all these evidences. Because that's another thing too. One is as having them been presented, and that thing is accepting them into evidence, okay, or into exhibits to be talked about. Another thing again now is making a judgment on you know what I mean? Yeah. That's another thing. Making a judgment. But again, are they going to rule on it? Or are they just going to take it for sake? Are they going to take it? My stuff. I'm trying to. What's going on here? Yeah. So they accepted it. Okay. So they accepted these documents. Okay. The thing now is, are they going to put them into cognizance as they deliberate on the case? Because, like I said to us, they are the jurors. They are the ones that is going to pass judgment on this case. Unlike where you will have sitting jurors, the judges will only direct. This one, they are both the judge. Their name, they're going to be living up to their names, judges, this time around, because they are accepting these documents into evidence, and they are going to go through these documents and look at the merits of these documents. Okay, so the thing here is that when they look at the merits of these documents, are they now going to properly judge? Are they going to properly render their justice? Are they going to do that? That's another question. Are they just taking these documents for taking sake? We hope not. We hope they are going to look at these documents as being presented, look at the evidences as being presented, look at the arguments as being made, okay, and pass their judgment accordingly. That is what we are hoping for. That is what the entire nation are hoping for. Okay, that's what the entire nation are hoping for, that these judges haven't accepted all these documents, are actually going to do justice, do the required justice on these documents. Yes, that's what we are hoping, honestly. And if they are to do so, if these documents are to mean anything, mind you, we've only heard from one part of the case or one side of the case. Because in a situation like this, it doesn't happen, it doesn't end in the mouth of one person. It doesn't. It doesn't end in the matter of presentation or argument of one person. Right now, it might look like the argument took place. Obi's camp haven't even done anything yet. I must tell us. They have not done anything yet. The Obi's camp have not done anything yet, ladies and gentlemen. Man, this man looks so good, man. One of his best pictures. Woo. This is one of his best pictures I've seen. You know, so I need to let us know that his camp so far, they've not done anything yet. They have not done anything yet. And why am I saying so? The reason why I'm saying they've not done anything yet, ladies and gentlemen, present these witnesses and these documents. Okay? That's what they did. Present these witnesses. You can see that during their presentation and when they're introducing these witnesses and try to guide these witnesses, they don't say much. They'll just ask them their name. They ask them about the subpoena. This subpoena, are you here today based on the subpoena? The witness will say yes. State your name, state what you do, where you work, you know, that kind of, you know, normal introduction. That's what they will guide the witness to do. Then after that, they can ask one or two questions. Then the people will do the main lawyer and now at the opposition that will now come in, as we saw during this presentation. They're the ones that will now come in and start questioning, doing the main lawyering. They will now come in and start interrogating these witnesses. It is them that go back and forth with the witnesses, the opposition. Okay? And that's what we're going to be seeing. And I can't wait. That's when they're going to end their money. Oh, yeah. The Beast team, they're going to end their money starting when these guys start presenting their case. When they start bringing their witnesses. Because right now, we don't even know what they are, what they're all about, what they're thinking, what they want to do. We don't even know. One will look at the way they were objecting to all these, some of the things that were being presented. You say to yourself, are these people for real? Are they really here for this case, or did they come to joke? One will say that. You know what I'm saying? So now the case begins on the 3rd, July 3rd, when they resume the case again. Because right now there are some kind of recess, okay? After the Bees people and the Tikus people rested their case, they took a reset to come back again on the 3rd of July. And when they come back on the 3rd of July, ladies and gentlemen, that is now when the case will start. Why are we saying that? That's when the case will start. Because that is when, because we are looking at, we want to hear them and see what they're saying. We know what they've said so far. We know what they've said so far. Basically nothing. Basically nothing. They've said so far. Okay? So what we're saying today, we're saying now is we really want to hear them come out and present their own version of the case. Because these people presented and they try to dispute it. They try to, you know, pick holes and stuff, you know, and they couldn't, to me, they couldn't do anything. There's nothing, you know, they didn't do anything. Because these witnesses looks like they came prepared. Or these witnesses look like they came prepared. And most of the things, some of them are lawyers anyways. Some of these people are lawyers. And they acted as one, they talked as one, okay? They presented their matters as one. Some of them are specialists, some of them are analysts, some of them are experts in the field of whatever they were called for to come and defend, okay? And they held their own. I was a little scared, honestly, to be admitted, I must admit. I was a little scared honestly. Okay, with some of them, the way they came across, I can't remember that particular witness, but there was a witness that came, and these guys almost tried to unravel him. The reason is because when they come in, they've been attacked by 2-3 lawyers. You know what I'm saying? You are just being left in the open for the dogs as a witness. So anytime they come in and they've been introduced, okay, they'll leave them there. ANEC, they will start with the ANEC lawyers. ANEC lawyers will come in and do their own. And you think you've answered the question. Here now comes the APC lawyers or the articles, the president's lawyer, Tinubu's lawyer, will come in with their own version of the take, of the case or the matter or the question. And if you don't know that's why I said that obese people became prepared. Because as much as all these questions were coming in, some of them, in a go way, they were still able to hold their own. They were still able to maintain their stand, maintain their composure, and maintain their integrity on the stand. They were still able to do that, and I love that. And if you do follow court cases, you will know that these witnesses held their own based on what was thrown to them. Based on what was thrown to them, they held their own. And I love that about these witnesses. Mostly these last 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 set of witnesses that came for the obese team. Obese team called a lot of witnesses. They called a whole lot. In the neighborhood of more than 15 or so witnesses. But they were expert witnesses. That's the unique thing about it. They were expert witnesses that really understand the terrain, that know their game, and that held their own. Now, having said that, I still need to remind us again that the respondents are now going to present their own version of it. And that can change completely. If you understand how the court system works, that can completely change. I've sat in the court and watched a case where it looks like the prosecution was making a case. They presented their case for 2-3 days and everything, presented their witnesses and everything, and it looks like they were riding high and stuff. All of a sudden, the defense came with their own. You say to yourself, are we still talking about the same case? Are we still talking about the same case? Because they're coming from a different angle, giving you a different perspective, convincing perspective to what is going on or what happened. And to be honest with you, it can still happen here. It can still happen here. Because the thing with the defense is when you are defending, you can see all that is coming in front of you. That's the thing with defense. In as much as you are playing with your back on the goal, okay? You are defending, so the attacker is attacking and coming. You are defending. But in this case now, they are going to be attacking. And the obese people are now going to come in as a defender on this matter. That's how it turns around. Obese team are going to come as a defender in as much as they are the prosecution. But these guys are going to present their own witnesses if they have any. And we're waiting to see whom they are going. I mean, starting on that third is when this case will begin. I'm being honest with you. Starting next on the third is when this case, if you understand the system, the court system, that is when this case will begin. Because everyone has been waiting for INEC to see what they are doing, whom they are going to call and stuff. Are they going to call the great Yakubu Mahmoud? Are they going to call the president into as a witness? All those things. We know that the prosecution could not call them, in as much as they were in a position to call, if nobody, Mahmoud. I brought it up here someday. There was a day I mentioned it, that Mahmoud should have been on that stand, defending some of these things, especially the issue of the beavers, the integrity of the beavers, and and all the claims about the beavers. Okay, Mahmoud should have been on the stand defending that. So we don't know. The prosecution could not do that. They couldn't bring him to the stand. Now, do you think his team are going to bring him to the stand? Because one common thing with defending is that if you think you have a case, you don't spoil your case by putting up your client. Because if you put up your client, you might be exposing yourself. Because the prosecution or the opposing party will find something to attack the client on. So here, I mean, wouldn't you love to see or have Mahmoud Yakubu on the stand being questioned by Levy, by San Levy? Wouldn't you love to see that? That would be the climax of everything. Having Mahmoud Yakubu on the stand and being questioned by anybody. Even if they give you that opportunity to question Mahmoud Yakubu, I think you will have a few days. Honestly, anybody they give the opportunity to question Mahmoud Yakubu is going to have a field day. But what do you think is going to happen here? Do you think they're going to risk it? Understanding that he is a porous, contaminated, contagious witness? You think they're going to risk putting him on the stand? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to put him on the stand. I don't think they're going to put Festus Okoye on the stand. I don't think they're going to put anybody that is related to anything closer to the hierarchy of INEC on the stand. Because Obi's team are going to have a field day if they do so. If they do so, they are going to have a field day. And your prayer and the prayer of every obedient child of the world would be for them to mistakenly put Mahmoud Yakubu on the stand and have any of the Obi's lawyers question him. Honestly. Because we will really want to, because since the election, we haven't had much of him. He hasn't said much, hasn't granted interview, he didn't answer to subpoena, which is another thing also. So does it mean that he's above the law? Does it mean that Mahmoud Yakubu is above the law? If he's above the law, does he know that that's above the law going into this election that made him to go against the law and against the people of Nigeria? Is that what it is? Is he aware that he's above the law, so said, that made him not to answer subpoenas, okay, and not to grant interviews? Almost everybody that is related to this election has said something about this election since the election, except Mahmoud Yakubu. And he is the most important person in this election. And we haven't heard from him. And that would be a complete disservice to the Nigerian populace. If we don't hear from this man at the end of the day, we need to hear from Mahmoud Yakubu. We need to hear from him. We have gazillion questions for him. But I know they will not risk putting him on the stand, because that would be the end of their case. That would be the end of their case. But I'm going to talk to us about different aspects of their case. Even if they don't put him on the stand, we're going to there are a few things I'm going to talk to us about and see how they are going to counter it. Especially some of the things that happened at the last days of the presentation of the Obi's team and Atiku's team. I want to see how they're going to counter it, especially this issue of the certificate that was presented today, the Chicago certificate from the Chicago University, okay, Chicago State University, where the president, claimed to have gone or went in 1975 or so. Okay. Now, what coming out? This is from the PDP expert witness and analyst that went to the university. This is what Obi's team did. They went after some of these prized witnesses and they brought them to the court. They subpoenaed them, including the expert the expert witness that came from Amazon. These are some of the things that these people did. They went after the best as their witness and they brought them to court. And like I said, they held their own. They held their own during cross-examination. They held their own. Okay? So now, we are now waiting from July 3rd to see what INEC is going to present, what they are going to defend, what they are going to counter. We're waiting to see that. Honestly, every Nigerian, if you didn't follow up the Obi's presentation, because sometimes it can be boring because of this objection, we object to this, we object to that, we object to this, we object to that. At a point, it became boring. So this time around, let me see whom they're going to present, and let me see how the Obi's camp are going to object. That is when they're going to end their money. That's when they are going to they're going to come to court, because they are going to counter whomever these guys are presenting. Chances also that INEC might not have anything, because all the documents are there. They know that these documents are there. Why am I saying this? Why am I saying that the chances that they might not present anything? Why am I saying it? Listen to this. Follow this now. Why am I saying this? The reason why I'm saying this is this. They know some of the evidences, because in some cases, they were claiming that these guys took them unawares. Okay? These guys pulled the rug under their foot. Okay? They will come to court in the morning and they will tell them that these witness is coming to the stand. That's what INEC people were claiming. That's why sometimes they try to object to some of these witnesses, that they don't know much about the witness until this morning. Okay? All right. So why is that important? And why is all these the objections they did important? The reason why you object to almost everything, if you can object to everything that is said in court, is for appeal. You're setting up the appeal. Whatever you do not object or you don't object during presentation, you cannot appeal on that. Yes. The law I know. You cannot appeal on anything you did not object during presentation. So that is why you see them objecting to everything. Not that some of these things they're claiming they will answer at the final take, that they will answer. No. Some of these things they're saying it just to be able to carry face. They're saying some of these things so that they can be able to, hide their face and not look stupid at the end of the day. To look like, so that they can justify how much they're charging their client. That is why you see them objecting to almost everything. Because some of the things they're objecting does not make sense. In as much as, like I said again, for appealable situation, it does. But in the real sense, it doesn't make sense. They're still going to deny some of those things at appeal. Okay? So now they are coming to present their case. Whatever they have to be presenting, Obi's team also should be aware of it. The same way they know that Obi's people are going to bring all these documents and stuff. So Obi's team are supposed to also be aware of whatever they're going to be saying or presenting. Not necessarily what they're going to be saying, but what they're going to be presenting. Obi's people are supposed to be aware and prepare to ask, to answer, and to interrogate, especially whomever they're going to put up there as a witness. Whomever they're going to put up there as a witness, these people are going to be ready, prepared to counter that person. The question now is, do they actually have a witness? What is the witness going to say? Because the whole thing is out there in the open. Is the witness coming to defend the Beavers machine? That has been established that was, because that's another thing. Are they coming to say that the Beavers machine malfunctioned? Now we know that it did not malfunction. Courtesy and thanks to one of the witnesses, expert witness that came all the way from America. That came all the way from here. This witness came all the way, flew all the way from here. Okay? So what are they going to say? All the technical things we heard about during this trial. So I don't even know what INEC is going to say. regarding the beavers machine. What they showed to us was that the beavers machine malfunctioned. Maybe they didn't know that this thing would get to this extent. Maybe some of the things they showed to us or they threw to us, they wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have done some of the things they did or some of the things they claims they made and stuff. And then they cannot withdraw it because they're actually out there in the public domain and public, public hearing. So they cannot come out now and try to defend or take back some of the things they've said. It's already been said that this machine malfunctioned and all kinds of things. And now we are hearing now that not only that the machine did not malfunction, we're hearing now that they cleaned the machine out, especially the FCT result that gave Obi almost 70% of the winning. And why was that important? We now know the importance of FCT in this election. We know the importance of FCT, the 25% thing about FCT. P2B was at 280 something votes, 1,000 votes. Atiku was at Atiku was at 74,000. Atiku came third, while the president came second at 90,000 votes. Okay, so now the thing we had now from this expert was that INEC erased the data, cleaned the data, cleaned the machine. And this was after the court asked them not to do so. They said they were going to clean the machine, yeah, but that they're going to be backing the machine also, as they're backing it because of the election, the governorship election they were going to be doing. So they needed to clean the machine to have like some kind of fresh start. But they were warned, the court warned them then to make sure that whatever that is in that machine is being guided and self-guided. They said so, they claimed so, and they promised so. Now we know now that they cleaned it out. So most times they came out telling us something as they were doing something else in the background. Now we know that they cleaned out that machine, and that's a very big issue. These are facts. Facts cannot be contemplated. You can't contemplate facts. Opinions, yes. You can argue for opinion, but you cannot argue facts. Facts is facts. Take it anywhere, bring it back, it's still a fact. So certain things that we are established as facts, I don't even know how these guys are going to come and argue with or try to counter it. I'm talking about INEC now, and the Tinubu's camp and the APC camp. Okay, so that's what we're going in, that's what we're going into. We're going to see whom. I pity that witness that will come here on the stand. I pity that witness, honestly, that's going to come here on the stand to answer questions, interrogations, counter questions from the beast team. I pity that witness, honestly. I pity that witness. Okay. Yes. Again, like we said again, few things, they established a whole lot of things during this trial. A whole lot of things. Minus the issue of the beavers, there were also the issue of certificates. Forgery of certificates, as they say, authenticity of some certificates and all kinds of things. All those things came to play. Where the president went to university about his NYSC, the one that was one of the last ones that took place yesterday by the PDB's people. Okay, because the president was claiming to have an exempt letter as far back as 1975 or 71 when he had his when he graduated from this university, 1979 when he graduated from this university. So he was claiming that he has an exempt letter that's supposed to exempt him from maybe participating from NYC or whatever. Okay, now the thing now is that that letter was forged. Honestly, so heavy in my mouth to even talk about my president and forgery. Honestly, it's something that is so difficult for me to even imagine now that I'm coming to like my president. To hear now that he is the person they're presenting in some of these cases, honestly, makes me feel somehow. Now I'm beginning to like him as the president. Take note. I'm beginning to like him as the president, not before the election. Before the election, it was a different thing altogether. Oh, you guys know me. you know. But now he's the president. I have a soft side for him. But now when they start presenting how he get there, the things that he did to get there, presenting forged documents as they say it, I didn't say so. That's what they were able to establish in court, that he presented some forged documents and stuff. That gets me itchy. Honestly. I say, are you guys talking about this, my president? And they're saying, yes. We're talking about your president. Yeah, he came into office with some forged documents. That's what they're saying. I didn't say so. I'm only echoing what they said. Okay? He came into the office with forged papers and stuff. So they established that in court today. Okay? So some of these things they established today, again, it's one of the things we're going to try to find out. How are his team going to counter that? They couldn't. They got frustrated talking. They got frustrated interrogating these witnesses. Atiku's lawyers. Oh yeah, they were going back and forth. They got at a point said they were sounding like the witness, and the witness was sounding like the lawyer. They got really frustrated. Their frustration showed. Okay, it showed. Because they know they don't have anything. And you know, when you don't have anything, you get angry easily. When you don't have anything to present or say, little thing gets you angry. So these lawyers were getting angry because they don't have anything. So I don't even know what they're going to be presenting next week, when this court resumes again on the 3rd. That will be very interesting to see what they're going to be saying. Will be the president's people, INEC people, and APC people. APC people are the lost ones in the midst of all these things, honestly. Because if you see how their lawyer questions, he will wait and see what their people will say. He will join them. He will join them on whatever they say. The time is coming now for you to present your own case. Because this is not you trying to hide under the auspices of the other people. Now you're going to come out and stand alone and present your own case, present your own witness. So APC is going to present their own witness if they have any. I still say. Not Atiku. INEC people are going to do, INEC, they will try. They're good at manufacturing things, so they're going to try to even manufacture non-existing witnesses. So prepare to hear something from INEC. Okay, the president people are definitely going to come out and try to tie along INEC, because where INEC go, they go. That's how it is. Where INEC go, they go. But this time around, it's going to get to a point they cannot be able to follow INEC, because INEC will be standing on their own, and they need to stand on their own, talking about their own matter. Because some of the evidences that were presented in court against them was against them. The one for INEC was against INEC. The one for APC was against APC. That is the brilliance of the prosecution. That was the brilliance of this prosecution, the way they went after these three entities. They went after them as three separate entities in prosecuting. So they now have to come back now and defend and prosecute their own as a separate entity. And that's going to be interesting. Honestly, that's going to be interesting. Okay, so they established some of these things, these documents against the president. They established that INEC claimed the Beavers machine, did all these things, all these atrocities that they established against INEC. Okay, they now established against the president. They established against APC. Okay, so that's what we're saying. Has he proven his case? Has he made his case? Has Obi made his case? I can tell us that Atiku kind of helped him. Atiku's camp helped him with their last set of witness. This witness that came and started talking about the Chicago University and stuff, that opened up about the forgery of this letter that was basically predating. Because what the president was saying here is that, mind you, these papers were filed before the election. Hear this. These papers, these are documents that you filed before the election basically justify your position, your credentials and stuff. So you file these papers, okay? And when you're filing them, you might not see far. When you're filing some of these things, when you do forgery, sometimes when people do forgery, let me just use forgery in the general context. When people do forgery, you don't even want to look at the outcome negatively. You look at it that everything is going to work out for you. That is the bad part of it. That is the bad part of it. You don't prepare for failure. 90% of the time when people do forgery, they don't prepare for the negative outcome. Everything they see is, oh yeah, it's going to work out. Oh yeah, So I don't think both INEC, APC, and the president saw this part of the case. I believe they saw till the announcement of him to be the president. That is the much they wanted to see. They didn't want to hear, even when they say go to court, they don't know what the court was going to look like. I bet you they might be thinking that, okay, if we say go to court, the Nigeria will break up into pieces, people will come out to fight, and people will be shot and all those. Maybe that might be the area they were looking at. But that was not how you responded. When they said to you, go to court, you said, okay. You went home, you sat down, you picked up the phone, you call your principal, and your principal said to you, I don't want to see you on the street acting funny. I want you to stay indoors, do as I do, say as I say. Honestly, I see that they didn't see that, but that's what the obedience did across Nigeria. To date, nobody has come to act funny on it because I tell you now, that was what they were thinking. Thinking that, okay, when we say go to court, or when we say the president has won, this person, everybody will come out to do this, and then we will scatter the whole thing. But people just went into their houses, completely unlike people, went inside their rooms and held themselves together and said, let's just watch this movie play out. And that movie has been playing out since the 29th, since that time till date. It's been playing out. The president, as some of us will say, has also achieved his dream. He's been the president now for the better part of 6 weeks. Okay? So if he is to go today, he's going to be in the annals of Nigerian book as the 16th president of Nigeria. Maybe you guys don't know that. Yeah, when Peter B is going to come in, Peter B is going to be coming as the 17th president. Yes. Because this president has sat in that Asa Rock, slept in that Asa Rock, died in that Asa Rock. Did they jago? Do you know what I'm talking about? In that Asa Rock. He has done it all. He has also traveled as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He's in France now, representing the Nigerian government, Nigerian Federation. He has demoted people, promoted people, fired people, jailed people as the president. So you can't take that away. So in the books, he's the president, 16th president, before Obi. Before Obi, when Obi comes in, Obi will be the 17th, which is still okay. But I want to tell us that to some of you that say it's a dream, this president has achieved that dream. And if you are an ardent follower of my show, I've taken us to a chronicle of what could have happened or what will happen and what had happened in the course of this election and everything. This show was battered out of the election. During and of the election, that's how this show came about. And this show now has sustained. Okay? Thanks to the election, you know what I mean? The show has sustained. So what I'm saying to us here is that this president is in France now, representing our country as the president of Nigeria. He has done quite a whole lot. Marvelous things. I still say it. This last 2-3 weeks of the president has been marvelous. Excellent. Minus few things here and there. Minus few things here and there. Which, in the Nigerian normal way of doing things, Nigeria now is absorbing it. The first 2-3 days of his presidency, we thought that Nigeria was going to scatter and break into pieces. But I told us, Nigeria will still be here. And we're bored. And we're here. And it's like nothing happened. It's like the first subsidy did not happen, people. It's like the first subsidy did not happen. Have you imagined that? It's like it did not happen. People now have normalized the situation. It's like normal now. People now are buying gas at 450, 550, 500. And people are no longer rushing to the gas station like they did that first 2 days, which was the biggest mistake they made. I said it here on the show. So Nigeria looks like it's normal now. The president did not know this, and that was why he stuck to his guns. He had meetings with everybody and all kinds of things, put things in place. Okay. One thing I will tell you, in the midst of all these things, some people have also come out winners. Some people have come out on the top. Investors in Nigeria are making big money now. I tell us this. Go and look at the bank stocks. Doing marvelously well. Doing marvelously well. Thanks to the policy of the president. So there are so many things he has put in place. We know that Rome was not built in a day. If the president will continue to an extent, some things will start materializing. So, but again, coming back to, because it looks like I'm going off a little bit. Sometimes when I talk about the president, it gets into my head a little bit. You know what I mean? When I look at some of the things he has done so far, I get excited a little bit. You know what I mean? But again, we're talking about how he came. That's we're talking about how he came and what might happen. That's what we're talking about now on the case. Okay. So yes. That's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we are. I've described this matter now. Like I told us, I've tried to stay away from the election matter for some time now. I've tried to stay away from the election matters. I try not to talk about it that much. Okay, or even. But tonight I said I'm going to talk about it because the two prosecuting parties has arrested their case. Okay, now we're now waiting for the opposition to begin their own presentation. That's where we are now. We're waiting for them to begin their presentation. And because of that, I say to us, the case is now about to begin. Because what we just saw was like a soft landing. The case now is about to begin. Mind you, this is Igbo people will always say, we've been holding our neck on the ground for some time. We are now about to let them go. So let's see what they're going to do. Let us see what INEC is going to do. Now we've released our hand and say, okay, now tell us who you are. Tell us what you have. Give us what you got. Okay, that's what we're saying now. So let's see what INEC is going to do. And the APC and the president's people. Let's see what they're going to do. Okay, that is to be my last word on that. Now, let me now talk to us about the second part of this show. The second part of this show, I said to us at the beginning, there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. There's a reason why I brought this up, okay? And this is, some of you may not know the other two people on the right side of the screen. Okay. Yes, if you don't know who they are, look at their names. The other one is Abia State Governor, Chief Alex Oti. And the other one is the Lagos State Governor, okay, Chief Sanwo-Olu. He's a chief too. He's a title chief in Igbo land. Lovely. I love him. I gave him some water during the election. But he's my man. I love him. Me and him go way back. I love him. I love him so much, So, and this is where I'm bringing this case up tonight. This is where I'm bringing this matter tonight. Both of them. What they are setting up to do, I said to us, these two at the end of the day, if they stay on the path they're going now, they are going to be the best of the best in Nigeria among the 36 governors. These two here, they are going to be the best of the best because they are sitting on a very top position. Yes, we know what happened with Abia. It was what happened in Abia that gave INEC a little bit of credibility. Think about it. So Abia, in the scheme of things, is a little bit strategic as we talk about matters. Abia is a little bit strategic because it was what happened in Abia State during Chief Lesoti's election that gave thanks to Professor Nayoti. Okay, that was what gave INEC a little bit of credibility, a little bit of credibility. What happened there? Now we now know what happened in Lagos and what is still happening in Lagos. Okay, now we've talked about Chief Soti before, how Abia is going to be basically the new frontier in Alibo, and he sits in a better position to position Ndibo through Abia State. Okay, amongst the other Eastern governors. Okay, and lo and behold, here he is now making that first move. We came here on the air a few days ago, okay, after the issue of Asari Dokubo on what he said. Okay, we came here, we talked about it, and I charged the Eastern governors, I charged members of our parliament, or our parliamentary members, I charge all of them. I charge Ohaneze Ndibo. I charge Aki Ikenga. I charge every Igbo person worldwide to stand up on this matter. We know what the Igbos has been going on, what they've been going through in Lagos. Houses been brought down, market being burnt. Right now at Alaba, market coming down, and all kinds of things. Okay, we've also seen the defense of the Lagos state government in some of these cases. Some people have called them, they have called Lagos state government state-sponsored terrorists. Some people have done that. Some people have gone to the extent of calling them that, saying that Lagos state is a state-sponsored terrorist state. Yes, some people have said that. I'm not the one saying it. But some people have gone out on the limb of selling that, calling Lagos state a terrorist state, a tribalistic state, and all kinds of names they've been calling Lagos state. And that, honestly, if you understand that Lagos state and what most of us have known Lagos state to be, that is not a good name to have in Nigeria. In the scheme of things now, where we want Nigeria to be, you don't want to be looked at as such a state. So these two governors now, I know the man didn't just get up to and start flying to Lagos without getting a nod from Sanwo-Olu. I know that Sanwo-Olu asked him to come so they can have this time together and talk about this matter. Sanwo-Olu is a good man. I've said it before. But politically, it looks like somehow his hands are tied party-wise. Okay? And why are people saying that Lagos State is a state-sponsored terrorist, a terrorist-sponsored state? It's because of some of these things that are happening under their watch. Because of what is happening under the watch of the governor, which I've come here to challenge him several times during the election and after the election. I came here and I called him out. Okay? So Lagos State, they look at Lagos State based because under his watch, some of these things are taking place. People are coming there telling, we know what happened during the election. We know about MC Olumo, how he came up here and challenged people and charged people not to come out and vote during that day. And some of those charges, they sustained it. Yeah, some of these things they said to people, I mean, we saw what happened with that election. Okay? And we saw how the governor won the election and all those things. That's a different discussion of a different day. But on this matter, because of watching these things happen, okay, maiming of people, macheting people, killing people, and all kinds of things, that the Lagos sponsor, the reason why they use the word sponsored is because of their relationship with some of these thugs. this APC claimed talks. So because of that, they say that, okay, Lagos State is an APC state, in as much as they didn't win it during the presidential election. But it's it's a terrorist state because they allow these people to flourish in their trades. They allow these talks, they allow these terrorists to, what makes somebody a terrorist? I mean, the name implies. So they allow these people to flourish in their trades. And because you sit down there and you turn a blind eye to a crime being committed, you are what you are what legally they call complicit. You are part of the crime also. You are part of the crime. If you turn a blind eye where a crime is being committed, you are an accessory to that crime being committed against the people. And if it's a terrorizing crime, that makes you a terrorist. And some of the things we've been seeing in Lagos are terrorizing in nature. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they say that Lagos State is a state-sponsored, they sponsor these guys. Because if they come against these guys, come out against these guys, challenge these guys, arrest these guys, they know them very well. They know them, they know where they stay, they know everything about them. People can't move freely in Lagos because of all these Agro people and all kinds of nonsense. Okay? So if this is happening under your watch, then people can easily and quickly conclude that you are, you are part of the gang. So now, back to the situation, back to this meeting, okay? The latest thing that was happening, amongst a lot of things that has happened, they have been called for Ndibo to live there on their own. They have been called by, they have been also called by the indigenes, some indigenes, not all of them, some crazy indigenes, asking Ndibo to leave Lagos. So they try to put certain things in place, killing people and all kinds of things to scare Ndibo to leave Lagos. There have been all those things going on in Lagos. Okay? Now, sometime last month or so, houses in Ajawa State were taken down. Lagos State government came out and they maintained they stood their ground, they pleaded their case, and they proved their case on that one. It was like, I think, 6 houses on a row that were taken down. Now is the market. Now, I know I came and I spoke about this market a few days ago. Okay? I came and I spoke about this market a few days ago. And I told us the reason why, including Ohanes and Ndibo, the reason why both Ohanes and Ndibo and the likes of us are saying, oh, it's not what we thought, was because of what the government now is saying was the reason behind taking those houses down or taking those stores down, as in the case of Alaba Market. Okay? And when you find out that these people have been adequately served, notice-wise to desist, okay, probably relocate and all kinds of things, since 2000 and what? Either 2006 or 2016, they've been given notice to leave that place, that place is not safe or that place is not the right place, or whichever reason they gave them. They're not taking the whole market down, but there's a section of the market they're taking down. Now, the marketers have their own version also. One of the things I read yesterday was them claiming, the marketers now, claiming that Lagos State is in alliance with the Chinese people, some Chinese company, to put up a different kind of structure there, market structure there, with some Chinese company. So basically, they're taking Ndibo out and replacing them within the Chinese. That's what some of this, the marketers are saying. We'll get to find out about that as time goes on. Okay? But if that is the case, honestly, big time shame. Big time shame, big time shame, big time shame on the Lagos State government. But let me still talk to us about this meeting, why I think this meeting is strategic, why I think this meeting is important, why I think this meeting is valuable to the two states. Okay? Lagos State is basically the best state, the best of everything in Nigeria, thanks to the contribution of every citizen of Nigeria that has done. Somehow, as I am, I've not lived that much in Lagos, but I know I've contributed some kind of quota, if not financially, to the development of Lagos State. Likewise, yourself. Any of you that traveled out through Lagos State contributed somehow, even if it's 1 naira you spent in Lagos, that is to the contribution of that state. That's what it is. You have your own money there. Okay? So every one of us have a stake in making Lagos what it is. So Lagos is a beacon of Nigeria, in terms of mega city. Okay? Now, why do I think this meeting with the governor of these two governors, why do I think is strategic, minus what is at the center of the discussion now? Abia State is said now to resurrect. We know that Abia State has been there for the past 24 years, almost since birth, since inception. Abia State has not seen light. But we strongly believe, in this current governor, that he, as a technocrat, he's coming in with a plan. He's coming in with some revitalizing plan to put Abia State where the state belongs. Because it is about people. Most of the big things that are happening in Lagos are people from Aba and Onitsha. Those two cities. So now, the governor going to see him to discuss this issue, which most of our statesmen, either governor statesmen, either senatorial statesmen, either House of Reps statesmen, or chieftaincy statesmen, traditional most of our statesmen, nobody stops anybody from going to have a seat with the governor of Lagos State. Everybody has any right. All these our chiefs, not our chiefs, all these our kings in this Duma. They have what it takes to band up together to go and have a sit down with the governor of Lagos State. The same way they do go there to collect money now and then, when they will go there and answer the president or answer they should have been able to team up all these our essays in numbers. APs will bring out the plane. I know he will do that. APs will bring out the plane, and all of them will fly to Lagos and say that we are coming to meet you, governor, and make it a public spectacle. And let us see how the governor will reject them. Honestly, that is what they would have done. All the senators, all the Igbo senators, all the Igbo House of Rep members could have also teamed up together, since they don't want to say anything in the house. Since they don't want to say anything in the house. I called it here. I said they should go in the house, the floor of the house, and say something about what is happening to Ndibu in Lagos. Because whatever that is an attack on one, which I've said here on this show several times, an attack on one is an attack on many. So don't say because you're a senator, okay, that it doesn't concern you. Shame on you. That is how you think or what you thought. So they should have all team and band up together and go to Lagos and have a sit down. This thing that Governor Oti is doing now, that is what some of these Igbo governors would have done. Because all these 5 eastern states, Igbo states, are fully represented in Lagos by their citizens. So every single one of us has a take in that Lagos, as far as living is concerned. So all these our people whom we respect should have gone down there and talk about this issue, including the killings. There are so many killings that are going on that people are not even talking about, ladies and gentlemen. There are so many killings that are of Igbo in Lagos that are going on that nobody is talking about. We're hearing this market now, this time, because life does not mean anything, but property does. That's one thing I came to see and find out. Life. People are being killed in Lagos because of one stupid accusation or the other by the Yorubas and to an extent some Hausa people. And nobody is saying anything. We've seen the videos, and we have some of these people here. These are our statesmen. All the only goal is to collect money. But this man now left his state, went down there under the guise of the labor market stuff. But I know they are going to discuss strategic situation. They're going to talk about strategies. They're going to, whatever that make Lagos tick, Governor Sanwo-Olu, please share it with Governor Oti. I challenge you. I charge you. Whatever that make Lagos tick positively, not in the negative way, the things that make Lagos tick positively, please to pay your counterpart azu. I'm not that I know he came to talk to you about Alaba market and whatever. But beneath that Alaba market discussion, give him some tips on how to get make Abia a beacon. Also, Abia is a strategic state na Igbo, because Abia is also like a state almost everybody. Abia like Lagos. Because when I talk about Abia, I talk about Ataba. I don't talk about other, is Aba is the, I was born in Aba and everything. So when I talk about Abia, I talk about Aba. And where Aba goes, Abia goes. Abia is down today because Aba is down. That's why people don't talk about Abia. Or the one people that talk about it because of the condition of Aba. And this governor now came in fully aware of Aba and what he needs to do in Aba. That is why his major point of his major start now is at Aba. He's starting everything now from Aba. So having this meeting with the governor Sanwo-Olu now is going to be strategic. They're going to talk about economic. They're going to talk about economic meeting. Okay, economic alliance. Okay, social alliance, spiritual ones, no. Too much church, no. Okay, spiritual life, no. Happen in case spiritual. But economic alliance, social alliance, okay, developmental alliance, infrastructure alliance. Let us discuss that with him. Aba is a fertile ground. Abia were places that can be developed. Okay. Have that meeting. Since the other governors don't want to come there and join you to have this meeting with this governor. Because you can see that the president, what is happening in Lagos is so funny, people. What is happening in Lagos is so funny. It looks like it's a Lagos thing. In as much as it's a Nigerian thing, that the federal government is supposed to be involved and handle it federally, okay? But the matter is being with. That is why you see governor not going through the president, but coming to the governor of the state to talk about these matters. So I pray that their meeting becomes beyond fruitful. That their meeting becomes fruitful, okay? That the governor gives him more than he is asking. Governor Sanwo-Olu, I told you, you're a man I respect. I love you so much, as you know. Okay? I look forward that whatever the governor came asking from you, that you give him that and more. Because Lagos is endowed. Lagos is so much enriched by the people of his state too. So give him that audience and give him more than he's asking you. Lagos has so much to share. Lagos has so much to share. What is in Lagos? Lagos cannot even contain it. Give him more than he's asking you, my governor. Okay? And let us have confidence again that these two states can liaise. Because it looks like now there's a problem between Ndibo and the Yorubas because of what's happening in Lagos. And look at you two people as the cementers, that you guys will cement this friendship, okay? Make it worthy again. Make it worthy for Ndibo to say that Lagos is also a place we can breed and we can breed and prosper. Okay, that's all I have to say tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight it has been a show. It has been a show. Yes, my regulars tonight is Friday night. A lot of people are somewhere doing that thing. But like I always say, you guys do come in after the show to see the show. Okay. So if you come in and you've seen the discussion tonight, give me your own banter, give me your own take on the discussion and what we've talked about tonight, both on the Lego and the tribunal situation and this issue with the two governors. Okay, give me your own take on that. All right. And on that, I say thank you so much for joining us tonight. And those of you that will be joining after the show, I thank you, every one of you. You guys are still making it happen. Okay, you are why we tick. All right. So I thank you. I ask you also to continue to do the needful, which is to share, 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 share. Love, love, love. You know those love buttons. I saw one tonight. I thank you so much. Whoever that gave us that love, give us the likes also as you watch this show. Even if you stay for 1 second, just come in and like it and leave. That's all you want to do. Okay. And subscribe to our channel if you've not done so. Simply Blessed Podcast. That's our publishing channel on YouTube. Okay. And on this Facebook is where we are, where you join us on a daily basis. So thank you tonight. Until time, family.